Today, I invite you to step into your power, a power that has always been within you. It's time to clear the clutter of doubt, distractions, and self-sabotage. It's time to focus, to master your thoughts, and to conquer your mind. You are the architect of your destiny, and your mind is the blueprint. When you align your focus with your goals, nothing can stop you. Clarity is the foundation of success. It is the lens through which we can see our true desires, our goals, and the path that leads us to them. Without clarity, we wander aimlessly, overwhelmed by distractions and uncertainties, but when we find clarity, we find focus, direction, and a sense of purpose that propels us forward. Clarity is not something that happens by accident, it is something we actively cultivate. The first step in achieving clarity is to pause and truly examine what it is we want. It requires us to tune out the noise of the world around us, to silence the inner chatter that tells us we can't or shouldn't aim higher. We must create a space where we can ask ourselves, what do I truly want from my life? What is my deepest desire? What am I willing to work for? These aren't just surface-level questions, they are the questions that dive deep into the essence of who we are and what we want to create in this world. Once we are clear on what we want, the next step is to be specific about it. Vague goals often lead to vague results. When we set a goal like I want to be successful, it leaves too much room for interpretation and doesn't provide enough direction. Success can mean many things to different people, but when we get clear on what success looks like for us, whether it's building a thriving business, cultivating meaningful relationships, or finding inner peace, we create a vision that guides us with purpose and precision. Clarity helps us make decisions with confidence. When we know what we want and why we want it, choices that once seemed daunting become much easier to navigate. Every decision, whether big or small, aligns with our vision. We no longer feel pulled in multiple directions or confused by conflicting desires. We can discern what truly serves us and what doesn't. This is the power of clarity. It eliminates the need for second-guessing and self-doubt. But clarity goes beyond just knowing what we want. It also involves understanding why we want it. The why behind our desires gives them meaning and depth. It roots us in a purpose that's greater than the superficial rewards we may seek. When we understand our why, we tap into a deeper source of motivation. We connect to something bigger than ourselves, and it becomes easier to stay focused, especially when challenges arise. Our why is the anchor that keeps us grounded, reminding us of the bigger picture when we face difficulties or distractions. Clarity also means knowing what to prioritize. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and it's easy to become overwhelmed by the sheer number of tasks and responsibilities demanding our attention. Without clarity, we may spend our time reacting to whatever is in front of us rather than proactively working toward our goals. However, when we are clear on what matters most, we can make choices about where to direct our energy. We can let go of the unnecessary and focus on what truly contributes to our success and happiness. This could mean saying no to opportunities that don't align with our goals or letting go of relationships or habits that drain our energy. Clarity gives us the strength to let go of what doesn't serve us, freeing us to pursue what truly matters. Furthermore, clarity empowers us to take decisive action. It transforms indecision into confidence. When we are clear on our goals, we can create a roadmap and start taking steps toward them with determination and focus. Each step becomes a building block, leading us closer to our vision. And as we progress, our clarity only deepens. The more we take action, the more we understand about ourselves and what we truly want. This feedback loop of action and clarity keeps us moving forward, and each small success reinforces our belief in our ability to achieve more. At times, clarity might feel elusive, especially when life presents obstacles or when we feel overwhelmed by the many choices we must make. During these moments, it's important to give ourselves the space to reflect and reconnect with our inner selves. It's easy to get lost in the noise, but when we return to our true desires and values, clarity returns. Sometimes the best way to gain clarity is through quiet reflection, journaling, or seeking guidance from someone who supports and encourages us. The power of clarity is that it simplifies our journey. When we are clear, we know exactly what we are working toward, and every decision and action becomes a step in the right direction. It removes confusion, stress, and frustration. It turns what once seemed like an overwhelming mountain into a series of manageable steps, each of which brings us closer to our goal. Clarity also aligns our energy with our purpose. Instead of feeling scattered, we can channel our focus, time, and effort into what matters most. And when we do that, the results are extraordinary. Finally, clarity gives us the confidence to trust ourselves. When we know what we want, and when we know why we want it, we trust that our decisions and actions are leading us in the right direction. We no longer second-guess ourselves or let fear dictate our choices. Instead, we trust the process, knowing that with each step we are moving closer to our truth. In the end, clarity is the key to living a life of intention. It is the force that turns dreams into reality, allowing us to create the life we desire with purpose and conviction. It's time to clear away the distractions, quiet the noise, and focus on what truly matters. When we do, the path becomes clear and the possibilities are endless. In a world that is constantly buzzing with activity and information, finding moments of silence can seem like an impossible task. The noise of our surroundings, social media, work pressures, and the endless stream of notifications often drowns out the still, quiet voice of our inner truth. Yet silence holds the key to self-awareness, clarity, and inner peace. It is in the silence that we reconnect with ourselves and access the wisdom that resides within. If we are to hear our truth, we must first create the space for it to emerge. Creating silence is not just about finding a quiet place or shutting out external noise. It's about quieting the mind, turning off the distractions, and giving ourselves the opportunity to truly listen to our hearts. In this silence, we strip away the layers of stress, doubt, and outside influences so we can hear our own voice clearly. The process of creating silence is an act of self-care, one that allows us to come back to ourselves, center our thoughts, and discover the answers we seek. The first step to creating silence is to intentionally carve out time for it. In our fast-paced lives, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of activities and responsibilities. We might feel like we don't have time to stop and pause, but the truth is, silence doesn't require hours of free time. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes each day to sit quietly without any distractions. This could be during your morning routine, in the car before your day starts, or before you go to bed. The key is consistency. The more regularly we make time for silence, the more we can hear the subtle whispers of our inner truth. It's also essential to eliminate distractions. This might mean turning off your phone, stepping away from your computer, or finding a space where you won't be interrupted. The external world will always demand your attention. But in order to truly listen to yourself, you must first make the conscious decision to block out the noise. Create a sanctuary, whether it's a quiet room, a peaceful walk in nature, or even a favorite spot in your home. This space becomes your sacred time for reflection, where you can be present and attuned to your inner world. When we enter this space of silence, we often face resistance. The mind, conditioned to be constantly active and engaged, may resist the stillness. Thoughts might arise, worries might surface, and it may feel uncomfortable at first. However, it's important to remember that this discomfort is temporary. As you practice being in silence, you will notice that the mind begins to calm. The more you allow yourself to sit with your thoughts without judgment or the need to fix them, the easier it becomes to enter a state of peace. Silence is not about forcing the mind to stop thinking, it's about allowing the thoughts to come and go without attachment. In this space, we learn to observe our thoughts without reacting to them. We become the witness rather than the participant in our own mental chatter. This act of observing creates a distance between ourselves and our thoughts, giving us the clarity to separate what is true from what is conditioned or influenced by outside forces. It's in this space of observation that we begin to hear our deeper truths, the ones that have always been there, but may have been buried beneath the noise of our daily lives. Once we are able to quiet the mental chatter, we create space for a different kind of awareness, the kind that comes from the heart. Our heart speaks to us in quiet whispers. It speaks through our intuition, our gut feelings, and the subtle sensations we experience. In silence, we can tune into these signals and allow them to guide us. The more we practice this listening, the more attuned we become to the wisdom of our hearts. Our heart's truth often comes in the form of a deep knowing, a feeling of peace, or an inner nudge that guides us in a certain direction. It might not always be loud or clear, but it is always present. In silence, we can access this truth more easily because we are no longer overwhelmed by the noise of our thoughts or the expectations of others. We become attuned to the rhythm of our own heart, and in that rhythm we find clarity, direction, and purpose. Sometimes silence also brings up uncomfortable emotions or unresolved issues. This is a natural part of the process. When we quiet the distractions, we create the space for healing. Old wounds, fears, and limiting beliefs may surface, but instead of running away from them, silence invites us to sit with them and acknowledge them. In the presence of silence, we can begin to heal the parts of ourselves that we may have ignored or suppressed. By allowing ourselves to feel and process these emotions, we give ourselves the opportunity to move forward with greater understanding and peace. In addition to personal reflection, silence also helps us cultivate mindfulness. When we're able to be present in the silence, we develop a greater awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. We become more conscious of the patterns and habits that shape our lives, and this awareness allows us to make intentional choices. It's through this conscious awareness that we can align our actions with our truth, rather than simply reacting to external circumstances. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, silence offers us the opportunity to return to ourselves. It's in silence that we can hear the truth of who we are, what we desire, and what we need to do to create the life we want. By committing to regular moments of silence, we empower ourselves to listen to our inner wisdom and take action that is aligned with our deepest truth. The power of silence lies in its ability to bring us back to our essence. When we quiet the noise, we make space for our soul to speak. We hear our desires, our fears, our dreams, and our purpose. And when we listen, truly listen, we unlock the door to a life that is in alignment with who we are meant to be. Reframing negative thoughts is one of the most powerful tools we have to transform our lives. The way we think shapes the way we feel, and the way we feel influences the actions we take. Our thoughts are not just random, they are deeply connected to our beliefs and perceptions of the world. Negative thoughts can become a cycle of self-doubt, fear, and limitation. But when we learn to reframe them, we shift our mindset and open up new possibilities for growth, healing, and success. The first step in reframing negative thoughts is to become aware of them. Often we move through our days on autopilot, unaware of the constant stream of thoughts running through our minds. These thoughts can be so ingrained that we don't even notice how they affect us. For example, we might have a recurring thought like I'm not good enough or I'll never be able to succeed. These thoughts may seem like the truth, but they are simply beliefs we've absorbed over time. They are not facts and they do not define us. Once you've identified a negative thought, the next step is to reframe it. Reframing is the practice of changing the perspective through which we view a situation, person, or belief. It's about looking at the thought from a different angle, one that empowers us instead of limiting us. For example, if you think, I'm not good enough, you might reframe that thought to, I am capable of learning and growing, and I am enough just as I am. Instead of seeing yourself as lacking, you begin to recognize your inherent worth and potential. Another common negative thought is, I'll never be successful. This thought is rooted in self-doubt and fear of failure. To reframe it, you might say, success is a journey, and every step I take brings me closer to my goals. I trust that I have the ability to create the success I desire. This shift in perspective allows you to see success as something achievable, rather than something out of reach. Reframing is not about ignoring the reality of a situation or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about changing the way we respond to those challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as insurmountable, reframing helps us view them as opportunities for growth. For example, if you face a setback, instead of thinking, I failed, try reframing it to, this is a valuable lesson that will help me improve moving forward. This shift in mindset allows you to learn from challenges rather than becoming discouraged by them. One powerful tool in reframing is the use of affirmations. Affirmations are positive, empowering statements that help us replace negative thought patterns. When we repeat affirmations regularly, we begin to retrain our minds to focus on the positive aspects of ourselves and our lives. For example, if you're struggling with self-doubt, you might use an affirmation like, I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. By repeating this affirmation, you begin to align your thoughts with your true value and potential. Over time, the negative thoughts that once dominated your mind begin to lose their power. Another important aspect of reframing negative thoughts is learning to challenge limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained thought patterns that hold us back from reaching our full potential. They often originate from childhood or past experiences, and they can be hard to recognize because they feel like truths. Examples of limiting beliefs include thoughts like, I'm not smart enough to succeed, or I'll never find a fulfilling career. These beliefs keep us stuck in patterns of self-sabotage, but they are not set in stone. They are beliefs, not facts. To reframe limiting beliefs, start by asking yourself where they came from. Are they based on a past experience? A comment from someone else? Once you identify the origin of the belief, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this belief still serving me? Is it true? What would happen if I let go of this belief and replaced it with something more empowering? Often, you'll find that the limiting belief is not grounded in reality and that it's time to release it. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones opens up new possibilities and allows us to step into our full potential. It's also important to remember that reframing negative thoughts is not about perfection. There will be times when negative thoughts creep back in, and that's okay. What matters is that you don't allow them to control your actions. When negative thoughts arise, practice the art of reframing by acknowledging them, understanding where they come from, and replacing them with thoughts that serve your highest good. Over time, reframing becomes a habit, and negative thoughts lose their power over you. One of the most powerful aspects of reframing negative thoughts is that it empowers us to take control of our own narratives. We are not at the mercy of our thoughts. We can choose how we respond to them. By reframing our thoughts, we shift from being victims of our circumstances to being active creators of our lives. We stop accepting limiting beliefs and negative self-talk as truths, and we start to build a mindset of empowerment, self-love, and possibility. Reframing negative thoughts is a practice that takes time and patience, but the rewards are immeasurable. As you reframe your thoughts, you begin to change the way you view yourself and the world. You step into a place of greater confidence, resilience, and optimism. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth and failures as stepping stones to success. And most importantly, you begin to recognize the immense power you have to shape your own reality. Taking small, consistent steps is one of the most effective ways to achieve lasting change and success. In a world that often celebrates quick results and instant gratification, it can be easy to overlook the value of incremental progress. However, real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's built upon the steady accumulation of small, deliberate actions taken every day. These small steps may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they create momentum and lead to profound results. The first advantage of taking small, consistent steps is that it makes big goals feel more manageable. When we look at a large goal, such as writing a book, getting in shape, or building a business, it can feel overwhelming. The size of the task may create feelings of anxiety or doubt, causing us to procrastinate or give up before we even start. However, when we break the goal down into smaller, more achievable steps, the task becomes less daunting. Instead of focusing on the entire journey, we focus on the next step, which is far more manageable. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, it would be unrealistic to expect yourself to run the full distance right away. Instead, you can break the goal into smaller milestones, such as running 1 mile, then 2, then 3, gradually increasing your distance as your strength and endurance build. With each small step, you gain confidence and momentum, making the bigger goal seem less intimidating. Consistency is the key to success when taking small steps. The power of consistency lies in the fact that even small actions, when done regularly, add up to significant progress. Just like a drop of water wears away at a stone over time, consistent efforts in the right direction create lasting change. If you commit to taking small steps every day, no matter how busy or challenging life may be, you will find that you begin to make steady progress toward your goals. Another benefit of small, consistent steps is that they help build discipline and create positive habits. Often, achieving a big goal requires a change in behavior, and building new habits can be one of the hardest parts of the process. But when you focus on small, achievable actions, you give yourself the opportunity to practice the new habit consistently until it becomes second nature. For example, if you want to improve your health, you might start by committing to eating 1 healthy meal a day. Over time, this small step becomes part of your routine, and you can gradually increase your commitment, ultimately leading to lasting lifestyle changes. One of the reasons people struggle with long-term goals is that they expect immediate results. In today's fast-paced world, we often seek instant gratification, but lasting change takes time. Small, consistent steps are powerful because they allow you to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Instead of fixating on how far you have to go, you focus on the next step in front of you. This approach reduces the pressure to achieve everything at once, making it easier to stay motivated and engaged with your goal. Furthermore, taking small steps helps you build resilience. The journey toward a big goal is often filled with setbacks, obstacles, and challenges. However, when you take things one step at a time, you are better able to handle these challenges without becoming discouraged. Each time you encounter a setback, you can adjust your plan and continue moving forward, knowing that you are still making progress. Small steps allow you to pivot and adapt without losing sight of your ultimate goal. There's also a sense of accomplishment that comes from taking small steps. Every time you complete a small task, you create a feeling of achievement, which fuels your motivation to keep going. These small wins, when accumulated over time, build momentum and provide the energy needed to keep pursuing your goal. It's easy to get discouraged when you're focused only on the end result, but when you celebrate the progress you're making along the way, you give yourself the encouragement and confidence to continue. Small, consistent steps also allow you to learn and grow along the way. The process of working toward a goal is as important as the outcome itself. By taking consistent action, you expose yourself to new experiences, lessons, and insights. Each step brings you closer to your goal, but it also deepens your understanding of the process and your own abilities. You may discover new strengths, new strategies, and new ways of thinking that you never would have encountered if you were only focused on the end result. This continual learning process makes the journey richer and more rewarding. An important aspect of taking small, consistent steps is the need for patience. In today's world, it's easy to become frustrated when results don't appear quickly. However, when you commit to taking small steps every day, you learn to embrace the idea that progress is often slow and steady. The key is persistence. Even if you don't see immediate results, you can trust that each small step is moving you closer to your goal. Over time, the results will start to accumulate, and you'll begin to see the tangible outcomes of your efforts. The power of small steps also lies in their ability to help you stay flexible and adaptable. When you take big, sweeping actions all at once, there's a greater chance of feeling overwhelmed or burned out. However, when you break your goals down into smaller, bite-sized steps, you give yourself more room to adjust your course. If one method doesn't work, you can try another approach without abandoning your goal altogether. The flexibility that comes with small steps allows you to stay on track, even when things don't go according to plan. Lastly, small steps create a sense of empowerment. Each time you take action, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. You may not be able to do everything at once, but you can take one small step forward. And that's enough. As you continue to make progress, you gain more confidence in your ability to achieve anything you set your mind to. In the end, success is built upon the foundation of small, consistent steps. These steps may seem insignificant in the moment, but when taken regularly, they lead to powerful transformation. By focusing on the process rather than the outcome, you create a sustainable path to achieving your goals. And with each step you take, you are not only moving closer to your goal, but also growing stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Take small steps, stay consistent, and trust that the journey will lead you to exactly where you need to be. Trusting the process is one of the most powerful practices for achieving personal growth and success. In a world where instant gratification is often expected, it can be difficult to embrace the idea that real transformation takes time and requires patience. Trusting the process means having faith that, even when the path forward feels unclear or uncertain, progress is still being made. It means surrendering to the journey, knowing that every step, no matter how small or challenging, serves a purpose in your growth. The first step to trusting the process is understanding that everything is unfolding in its own time. We often want things to happen quickly, but meaningful change rarely occurs overnight. Whether we're working toward a career goal, trying to build a healthier lifestyle, or improving our relationships, the process is just as important as the outcome. It's easy to focus only on the destination, but if we rush to get there, we may miss the valuable lessons and experiences that shape us along the way. Trusting the process requires patience, something that is often in short supply in today's fast-paced world. We live in an era where speed is prioritized, and it can be tempting to want immediate results. But the most profound transformations happen over time, and they often come with setbacks and moments of doubt. This is where trust comes in, knowing that even when things aren't progressing as quickly as we would like, we are still making progress. Every small step we take, every mistake we make, and every challenge we face is moving us closer to where we are meant to be. When we trust the process, we also allow ourselves to release control over the outcome. This can be difficult, especially when we have a clear vision of what we want and are eager to see results. However, true growth comes when we surrender the need to control everything. We can still work toward our goals with determination and focus, but we let go of the need to force things to happen according to our timetable. We allow life to unfold naturally, trusting that the universe or whatever higher power we believe in has a plan for us that is unfolding in the perfect way. An important aspect of trusting the process is learning to be comfortable with uncertainty. Uncertainty is a natural part of any journey, but it often causes discomfort. We want to know what's next, how we will get there, and when it will happen. But the truth is, we can never have all the answers in advance. Trusting the process means being okay with not knowing exactly how things will unfold. It means having faith that even in the face of uncertainty, everything is happening as it should. One of the benefits of trusting the process is that it allows us to stay focused on what we can control: our actions and our mindset. We may not be able to control when success arrives, but we can control the steps we take each day toward our goal. Trusting the process requires us to take consistent, intentional action, even when the outcome seems far off or unclear. By doing so, we build momentum and create opportunities for success, even when we can't see the end result right away. Along with taking action, trusting the process also requires us to develop resilience. The path to success is rarely a straight line. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of self-doubt. But when we trust the process, we understand that these challenges are not roadblocks, but rather part of the journey. They teach us lessons, build our character, and prepare us for what's ahead. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, we learn to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. The ability to keep going despite difficulties is a crucial aspect of trusting the process. Another important aspect of trusting the process is learning to embrace the present moment. When we focus too much on the future or get caught up in worrying about when things will happen, we miss the beauty and value of the present. The process is happening right now, and each moment is an opportunity for growth. Trusting the process means being fully present in the journey, appreciating where we are, and recognizing the progress we've already made. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for future success, but by staying present, we can find peace and fulfillment in the process itself. Part of trusting the process is also trusting ourselves. Often we hesitate to trust the process because we doubt our own abilities. We may question whether we're doing enough or whether we're on the right path. But when we trust the process, we are also acknowledging our own strength and capability. We are telling ourselves that we have what it takes to succeed, even if we don't have all the answers right now. This trust in ourselves is essential, as it gives us the confidence to keep moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Another important element of trusting the process is accepting that we may not always see the full picture. We may not understand why things are happening the way they are, or why certain obstacles are appearing in our path. But by trusting the process, we believe that everything is happening for a reason. The challenges, the delays, and the detours are all part of the larger plan that is unfolding. Even though we can't always see the full picture, we trust that each piece is contributing to our overall growth. It's also helpful to remember that trust is a mindset. It's something we choose to cultivate even when things aren't going as planned. Trusting the process doesn't mean passively waiting for things to happen. It means actively engaging with the process and maintaining faith that everything is moving in the right direction. This mindset allows us to stay motivated, resilient, and focused no matter how long it takes to achieve our goals. Trusting the process can be incredibly freeing. It allows us to release the pressure of perfection and the need for control. It encourages us to let go of the idea that success should come on a specific timeline and instead embrace the flow of life. When we trust the process, we surrender to the journey and allow ourselves to be present in every moment, knowing that we are exactly where we need to be. In the end, trusting the process is a practice that requires patience, resilience, and faith. It's about having confidence that no matter how uncertain the path may seem, we are moving forward. It's about taking consistent action, staying focused, and embracing the journey with an open heart. By trusting the process, we create the foundation for lasting growth, fulfillment, and success, knowing that everything is unfolding just as it should. Affirming your power is one of the most transformative practices you can embrace in life. Every one of us possesses an immense reservoir of strength, creativity, and potential, but far too often we allow doubt, fear, and negative self-talk to overshadow these qualities. We forget that the power to shape our lives lies within us. By affirming our power, we begin to tap into that well of energy, and we start to create the life we truly desire. Affirming your power means recognizing that you are not a passive participant in your own life. Rather, you are the creator of your reality. The first step in affirming your power is acknowledging that you are enough, just as you are. So often we believe that we must be something more. Do something more, achieve something more to be worthy of success, love, and happiness. This belief keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-criticism and comparison. But the truth is, you are inherently worthy right now. You don't need to change anything about yourself to be deserving of your desires. The power you seek is already inside you. It's simply a matter of recognizing and claiming it. Affirming your power begins with positive self-talk. Our internal dialogue plays a crucial role in shaping how we see ourselves and the world around us. If we constantly tell ourselves that we're not good enough or capable enough, those thoughts become our reality. But when we replace negative self-talk with affirmations that speak to our strength and potential, we begin to shift our mindset. Simple affirmations like "I am worthy," "I am capable," or "I am powerful" can have a profound impact on how we see ourselves. By repeating these affirmations daily, we reprogram our subconscious mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Another important aspect of affirming your power is recognizing that you are not defined by your past. Many of us carry the weight of past failures, mistakes, and missed opportunities, and we allow these experiences to shape how we view ourselves. But your past does not determine your future. It's simply a series of experiences that have brought you to where you are today. By affirming your power, you acknowledge that you have the ability to create new experiences, learn from the past, and move forward with a sense of possibility. Every day is an opportunity to rewrite your story, to step into a new version of yourself that is aligned with your highest potential. Affirming your power also means taking responsibility for your life. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that's gone wrong. Rather, it means taking ownership of your choices, actions, and mindset. When we affirm our power, we stop waiting for someone else to make things happen for us. We stop placing the responsibility for our happiness and success in the hands of others. Instead, we recognize that we are the ones who hold the key to our future. We are in control of how we respond to challenges, how we set goals, and how we move toward the life we desire. By taking responsibility, we empower ourselves to create change and make choices that align with our true desires. One of the most powerful ways to affirm your power is through self-care. When we take care of our bodies, minds, and spirits, we send a message to ourselves that we are worthy of love and care. Self-care is not a selfish act, it is a vital practice that allows us to replenish our energy, strengthen our resilience, and cultivate a sense of inner peace. Whether it's through exercise, meditation, healthy eating, or simply taking time to relax and recharge, self-care is a way to honor the power within you. When you make time for yourself, you are affirming that you value your well-being and are committed to living a life that reflects your worth. Affirming your power also requires you to step into your confidence. Confidence isn't about being perfect or having all the answers, it's about trusting yourself and your abilities. It's about believing that you have what it takes to navigate life's challenges, make decisions, and take bold actions. Confidence grows when we face our fears, take risks, and step outside our comfort zones. The more we affirm our own abilities, the more confidence we build. And the more confidence we have, the more power we can harness to create the life we want. Another critical component of affirming your power is setting boundaries. Boundaries are a powerful way to protect your energy, time, and well-being. When we affirm our power, we recognize that we have the right to say no to things and people that drain us or prevent us from living in alignment with our values. Setting boundaries is not about being selfish or rigid, it's about honoring our own needs and protecting our sense of self. Whether it's in relationships, work, or daily life, affirming your power means standing firm in your boundaries and knowing that you are worthy of respect. One of the most empowering aspects of affirming your power is recognizing that you are always evolving. Growth is a natural part of life, and when we affirm our power, we understand that change is part of the journey. We allow ourselves to embrace new challenges, learn from experiences, and develop into the person we are meant to be. Affirming your power means being open to transformation, knowing that each step you take brings you closer to the best version of yourself.